Hello and welcome to Sports Today, decoding Rohit Sharma. This happens to be, a very special personal show for me because he's one of the best that we have, one of the best the world has seen in the white ball format. A very very good friend, someone I have immense respect for. I have seen him evolve over the last 12, 13 years since the time I know him well from 2007-8, and we have spent a lot of time together discussing cricket. So this is a very, very special show in that sense. So to understand the captaincy philosophy of Rohit Sharma, to understand what Rohit Sharma brings to the table, how he explains the Mumbai Indians and the success of the Mumbai Indians, how does he captain a team like that in a super over kind of scenario when there is a lot of pressure? How does Rohit deal with that? Let me tell you this. We had done this interview before COVID, and at no point in time have we played this interview in any platform in its full avatar. We have not played this in its full entire duration. 1 hour was the interview, a long interview, candid, freewheeling, terrific. And if you go and ask Rohit, he thinks this was one of his best interviews. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we weren't able to play the full interview 1 hour. That's a problem. So I thought, let me pick chunks from it today and play it for you. But before any of that, here's the Fan Fight app.
It's match day. Play fantasy cricket now. Get up to 2.5 crores daily and lots more. 20 times more. Win big on Fan Fight. This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
So there you go. So okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Why don't I ask Trisha and Ashish to play the first chunk? I will play two chunks because it will allow me to help understand and decode Rohit Sharma, the captain. So let's have the first chunk, Trisha and Ashish, and then I will come and explain what I want to and take questions as well.
Four IPL wins, four IPLs as skipper. Now that is something. Franchise cricket, pressure of the franchise, pressure of the fan, pressure of the sponsors, pressure of everything. And two one-run wins in the final.
I have to give credit to the team. Actually, they tend to respond pretty well of whatever I ask for. And that is what I think is very, very important for me. If I ask somebody to go and bowl that wide Yorker, if he's not ready to do it, it's going to make everyone's job difficult. So I just gave you an example. That's how it works. And if I say it, they will obviously ask a reason, and then you give them a reason why you want him to do that. And if
like I'll tell you why I asked. Against Pune Super Giants, Steve Smith, who was an experienced campaigner, was batting. To pick that wicket, to pick Manoj Tiwari, MS Dhoni was also there at that point. Win by a run. Throw from deep, run out, one. Last year, Malinga, CSK won. Now, these are real tough situations last over for the captain to think clear. That's why I asked the question about leadership.
No, I understand. Yes, absolutely. I think that's when I want my teammates to be on the same page as I am. And when I am when I'm going there to talk to them, I am thinking of me as if I'm not important. You are important because you're going to deliver it. You're going to execute it. So whatever you want, I will do it. That's how I think about it. And captain, when I'm leading the side, I'm the least important person. That's how I want to think. Because if I'm thinking about myself to take the team forward and how I want to do it, I won't be able to do it. I'm thinking that I'm the last member of the squad and the other 10 are important for me. And that's how I will get the best out of each one of them. That's my thinking. Maybe wrong also, but
that's how you think. I mean, it has worked for you. 4 IPL titles.
Yeah, that's how I want to think. I'm the least important and I want the other 10 to be the most important. And see how I can get little contributions from all 10. And of course, my performance is also important.
Obviously.
I'm not taking that away, but I'm saying I want to make sure that they all these 10 guys who are playing, even the others who are in the squad, who's going to replace X, Y, Z in the squad, I should be talking to them and making them feel important. And that is something that I learned from Ricky Ponting.
Okay.
That's the first thing he told me. When you are captaining, you can't just be thinking about how you want them to do it. You should always listen to them and then take it in your stride and see how you can filter that and give it to them.
So that's the first chunk I wanted to play to you. The point is, there are three things in Rohit that stands out for me. Number one, he always tells me that the captain is the least important member of the team. And it is almost always about empowering the other players. That's how Rohit Sharma is. If you know Rohit well, you will know that he will allow everybody in that team to use that much repeated word, express himself. He will allow players the freedom. And even off the field, Rohit Sharma is a great guy to be with. If you go to the Indian team and speak to a lot of the players, speak to people in the Mumbai Indians, you will know what I'm talking about. He's always there with that helping hand, be it a Surya Kumar Yadav, be it a Rishabh Pant in the Indian team, be it an Ishan Kishan. Rohit Sharma is always that kind of figure who you can approach. You can go up and speak to him at any point in time. He will always be that open-minded fellow and never complicates things. In fact, at one point in time, somebody told me, in fact, India's bowling coach Bharat Arun told me, and we were talking about philosophies, leadership philosophies, and he was like, ultimately, it is about handwriting. Now, people who are watching this broadcast, your handwriting and my handwriting will never be the same. So you will also write an ABC. I will also write an ABC, but our styles are different. Having said that, we have both written the same. We have both written English. We have both written ABC. अगर हम लिख रहे हैं तो आप भी ABC ही लिख रहे हो, मैं भी ABC ही लिख रहा हूँ. बट मेरा जो स्टाइल है लिखने का या आपका जो स्टाइल है लिखने का ये थोड़ा सा अलग है. हम लोग डिफरेंट तरह से लिख रहे हैं. एज अ रिजल्ट, Rohit understands that. Rohit's principle is to allow the styles to prosper. If you have a different grip, and if you have a different way of approaching the game, if you want to bat in a particular manner, if you want to bowl in a particular manner. Surya Kumar Yadav, when Surya Kumar Yadav did not get selected for the Indian team to tour Australia, Rohit Sharma was one of the first people who went to him and made him feel good about it, saying this will also pass and he will get an opportunity if he continues to do the hard work. Always Rohit Sharma, always one of the most popular members in the team, never complicates things, and by the way, never overestimates the kind of contribution. In fact, that's another fantastic thing about the guy. Absolutely fantastic thing. There is almost a leadership ability in him off the field as well. So you go and tell him, okay, you had scored 500s in the 2019 World Cup. He will turn back at you and say, so what? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he will inevitably tell you, हाँ but दादा मैंने वो 500 तो किया, but match जीता कौन? Tournament जीता कौन? Tournament तो इंग्लैंड ने जीता. So when I came back, and Rohit Sharma tells me कि when he came back and people were congratulating him at home, congratulating him in and around his where he stays, he was like, I wasn't feeling happy because the real trophy was in the England dressing room. The real deal was New Zealand having beaten us in the semi-final of the World Cup. This reminded me of the Tendulkar story in 2003. He had scored 673 runs, got that gold bat, was not even bothered, had put it in his luggage and came back to India. When friends and family asked him, what about the gold bat? He's like, what gold bat? That is what it is. For Rohit, it is a team sport, and all that matters is the team. That is why he put himself, ahead even last year, and went and played that final and played a match winning knock in the final. That is always been Rohit Sharma. And one thing I can tell you, that whole thing about apprehension, about fear, about failure, about possibly what can happen, I have never seen that in Rohit Sharma. One of the best human beings you can come across, friend. If you go and ask Rohit for a particular favor, if it is within his ambit, he will do that. That's how he is as a leader. You ask Surya Kumar Yadav about Rohit Sharma as leader, he will be glowing because the door is open. So the bowler asking for a particular field, he will give it to him. That is the beauty of Rohit as leader, and perhaps explains why Mumbai Indians has been so good. Because here is a captain who believes that he is the least important member of the team, who believes that it is his job to make everybody else in the team comfortable, who believes that it is his job to get the best out of the team, including the youngsters, who believes that if need be, he will sacrifice for them because he is the captain, and he will give them every possible freedom to express themselves in a manner that will work for them. Unbelievably good captaincy philosophy, and five titles do not come out of anywhere. I mean, you have to be that good. And Rohit knows that he's blessed with a good team, and a captain oftentimes is as good as his team. And look at their auction strategy. Look at how beautifully and meticulously they plan. Look at take the Nathan Coulter Nile case. They had paid some 8 crores or something. They let Nathan Coulter Nile go, and they bought him back for 5 crores, saving 3. With that 3 crores, they will spend on other players, on building up. That is the kind of philosophy that the Mumbai Indians have. And Rohit Sharma, as leader, has led that team with panache, with commitment, with passion over the years. Plenty of questions coming. Let me just take some. Who will win today? Come on, yaar. I mean, who will win today is difficult to say, but Koteshwara Rao, I can tell you this, that Mumbai Indians is such a good side that even if KKR has started well, you have to say that Mumbai Indians go in as favorites for this particular game. Having lost the first one, they will come back really hard. And they are such a good team that not 2 days can they have bad days. They're that good. So I think Mumbai Indians go in as favorites. Ashwin Pradeep, great words. Thank you. He gets out the best of every player. Dhoni appointing great leaders. Absolutely, Sanket. And that's the beauty of Rohit, isn't it? Ravi Ranwa, thank you very much. Ravi Ranwa, hitman, yes. It's the team and not captain. Akash, it is also the captain. It is also the captain, because the captain is the one who has to get the best out of the team. I highly predict MI will flop this year. I don't give a damn what you predict. It is not about what you predict. It is about what they have done. 5 wins. What do you mean you predict? What is your prediction based off? Talk sense. For God's sake, do not come and criticize people. I'm not here to criticize people. So you know what the problem is? The problem is we have become so negative. We come and give Rohit Sharma his due. No, Rohit Sharma has been able to do it time and again for the Mumbai Indians. Also for India, whenever he has been there, helped Virat as his deputy. So why don't you give it to him and say, yes, he's done well, and try and understand what is good about him. I predict MI will flop this year. Firstly, who the hell are you to predict? None of us are in any position to predict anything. So Pollard will not be able to perform. Look at Pollard's performances. Pollard will not be able to perform. This is the kind of ridiculousness we should avoid. Pollard is key to winning the tournament. They've got plenty of players other than Pollard. Sanket, will QDK play today? There is every reason to believe that Quinton will play or can play. Will they go in with Lynn? We've got to see. In the past, MI struggled. I'm sorry, but MI is too good a team, Akash. So just be a little more civil and give credit where due. It's a great team led by a great captain. I don't think we should have hesitation in saying Rohit Sharma is a great player and a great captain. Sushant Pandey, first meeting with Rohit Sharma. Okay, I'll tell you that. Will Piyush play for Chahar? Very good question. 203843 Austin. Very, very good question, because Piyush, and that is why they have got Piyush. Will he play for Chahar? Just the first game has happened. So maybe difficult to say for after one game, but if a couple of games or 2-3 games go like that, that is when you absolutely have to think that Piyush might come in. He's got a great IPL record. Kaushik Samai, best captain, best or not, great captain for sure. Deepangshu, great respect. Moria sir, thank you. Arav Shukla, conduct interview with Rohit Sharma. This is an interview only, Arav. What am I playing? I'm playing an interview. Please see. I will play another chunk right now for you. Ria Agarwal, always seen him so humble. Absolutely, Ria Agarwal. That is, you've hit the nail on the head. He's extremely humble, modest, and he carries the team with him. And if you see his philosophy, and I will play another chunk right now about how Rohit deals with the super over, you will understand how brilliant the fellow's mind is. And that is what it is all about as captain or as leader. I will play it right away. Deepangshu, great respect. Thank you. Justin Mans, Decock play, can play. Sanket, you asked that. I'm not criticizing. I'm just a DC fan. So that doesn't mean you will say I can predict, right? You can be a DC fan. You can still be civil. I can be anybody's fan. And by the way, I appreciate the fact that you're a DC fan and that you will support them wholeheartedly. But why are you being derogatory? Just don't be derogatory. That's all. Celebrate Rohit Sharma. So even if Delhi Capitals wins this year, no one can take away the fact that he has won 5 titles and he will forever remain one of the greatest to have played the competition. Is Rohit Sharma's captaincy underused in Indian cricket? At this point in time, he's Virat's deputy, and Virat has done supremely well in recent times as well. So Rohit and Virat, you've seen the camaraderie in recent times. Let's have it like that. In the T20 World Cup, we want the two of them to be at their best to win that trophy for India. Arav, that's what I'm going to play, Arav. Again, I'm telling you, I'm going to play it right away. Share your first meeting, I will. Uh, Cap Priyanshu Dipshit, Cap Rohit can be differential. Yes. KKR will win, can well win. How does it matter, Rajesh? We are not here to predict who wins. We are here to analyze how and why a team has become that great and the captaincy of this particular man. Rohit's performance as a batsman, IPL has dropped. I don't think it has dropped Piyush at all. Even in the last final, the way he batted and he was injured for a period, he was superb. In the first game, he was looking extremely good before he was run out. And if you remember the final, it was Rohit Sharma with his 70 who won the game for the Mumbai Indians. Chirant, then can Rohit captain win a team like RCB? Good, very good question, Chirant. But it's Rohit who has built that team. That's, and I had actually asked him this. It is about a team that you have built. It is about every auction, the kind of players you take. So it is also the captain who builds in an auction philosophy and takes particular players. So if Virat believes in that side this year, it is his team. So if he wins it for RCB, you've got to give Virat credit. That is why I said the team and the captain. The Mumbai Indians team has been built by Rohit in this particular manner, and obviously with the think tank, so that you have to give him credit for the performances that they have been able to put. Hari Krishna Reddy, better captain than Virat Kohli in shorter format. It is difficult to say based on franchise cricket in IPL. Yes, because he has 5 titles. For India, Virat has done supremely well, and I'm confident that these two, ICC trophy is just a shade away. Whether it's the Test match, Test championship, whether it's this year, I think fingers crossed for Indian cricket with the kind of talent we have, we should. Rohit is in poor form. Rajesh student, you might be watching a different game, my friend. You won against England because of Rohit Sharma's 100 at Chennai in that second test when everybody else struggled. So if you think Rohit Sharma is not good enough, then clearly you and I are watching two different games. He's not simply good or in good form. He's in great form. Not good form, but great form. And the Chennai 160 in that test series against England is indicative of the form that Rohit Sharma is in. Will we see a more batting friendly pitch? Difficult to predict. Deep Das Gupta is in Wankhede. I was having a chat with him based on, and both of us have seen it on telly because it's difficult to tell you. But Chennai, the ball will hold up. There will be difficulty for the team towards the latter part of the innings, is what both of us feel together. Deacock play, very possible he will play. Ishan or K. Pandya must have Ishan because he will bat at 4. Every reason to believe he will come in and the kind of form that Ishan is in will score. So he can be very good for fantasy. After I'm failing to keep pace because questions are coming in a flood. So I've already done a longish. So Trisha, why don't you play the second chunk and I will come and take few more questions and close it out. Second chunk.
Like push you a little bit on your mindset. When you play a super over, you have 17-18 to win. 2 balls 10. You hit a 6, you hit a 4. What is the mindset of a player? How confident can one be?
That's my thinking, my thought process. I may be wrong also, but that is my thinking that bowlers are under pressure when they're bowling a super over. Bowlers are under pressure because having been part of few super overs myself, captaining the team, I know what the bowler goes through. Like let's say for example, there was one super over where Bumrah was bowling, and when you go and talk to him about what do you want to do now, what do you want to bowl, I'm talking about IPL when we played the super over against Gujarat Lions. So bowlers are always in two minds. No, I will bowl a wide Yorker. No, I'm going to bowl him on the stumps. So there's so many thoughts going in your head at that point, and someone like Bumrah, whose execution is more often, you know, perfect most of the time. A bowler like him thinking that in that fashion, you know, makes you think that okay, this is not easy for a bowler to come and execute. He's under pressure. He was in actually deep thought whether to bowl a Yorker or a bouncer or what to bowl, because there were, if I'm not wrong, there was Finch and McCallum who were batting.
Yeah. Gujarat Lions,
Yeah,
yes. Huh.
if I'm not wrong. So, you know, they're solid hitters. So if you miss it, they're going to hit it. So you keep it very simple. And when somebody like Bumrah tells you, like he's an experienced bowler to bowl in that situation, so you will always listen to him and not try and confuse him. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to confuse your bowler. So he was telling me, okay, I will go Yorker, straight Yorker. I said, yes, please do it.
Did you all see the clarity of thought of the man? Stillness of the head, planning what the bowler can do, thinking of the Jasprit Bumrah thing. Did you see the way he reads the game? That is why I keep saying Rohit Sharma is one of the best we have. And that is what also explains the success of the Mumbai Indians. I'm sorry, but I'm unable to keep pace with the kind of questions. Uh, it's just a flood. Sports addiction, Muriyada, do you think now with Virat Rohit in fantastic form, great leadership team, super bench? Absolutely, I do. Best phase in Indian men's cricket? Absolutely. Who is a better captain, Morgan or Rohit? Morgan's a World Cup winning captain, so you've got to give credit to Morgan. But in the IPL setting, I will go with Rohit. Great interview, thank you. Muriyada, who's a better captain, Hardik injury? No, Zahir has clarified. Hardik will soon be back with bowling as well, so nothing to worry. XYZ, if we call the IPL toughest league, why some people disrespect Rohit Sharma? Who is this fellow who disrespects XYZ? Because he or she who disrespects is, in simple words, he's an idiot. That is what he or she is. So let's not even get into it. If anybody disrespects Rohit Sharma as a captain or an IPL title, he or she is a fool. First meeting with Rohit, okay, I'll give you that. Did Dhoni choose Virat over Rohit for India captain? No. How can Dhoni choose anybody? You don't choose India captains like that. It's not a Rajabhishek happening from a Raja to a Yuvraj. It doesn't happen like that. Arjun Tendulkar play today. I don't see Arjun playing. Considering Pandya Pollard not bowling, am I lacking bowling depth? If Pandya bowls, obviously you have more bowling depth, Akash. Make no mistake about it. Absolutely, Pandya the bowler is important, and Zahir Khan has said he will bowl soon. Whether it is today or not, we've got to wait and see. I'm sorry, I can't really keep pace with this. It's gone way beyond the kind of questions. I think there are about, what, 200 questions, 100 questions? Don't know. So just a flood. So anyway, I will close the show. We will again play two different chunks, or maybe another one more time, because some people have asked for these chunks again. So we will play again a couple of these chunks at our pre-show at 6 p.m. So watch the pre-match show at 6 p.m. where Deep Das Gupta, Pragyan Ojha, myself, Rajarshi Gupta and Annisha Thakkar will all be there. We will obviously analyze Mumbai versus Kolkata. For today, I am backing Mumbai Indians for a comeback because I think they're just too good a team. So for fantasy, I have gone with a 6-5 Mumbai Indians with the top four: Rohit, Ishan, Surya, and if QDK plays, QDK or Lini. If Lini plays, then if QDK plays, you can even invest captaincy for him. But I will go with Surya Kumar Yadav as my captain for today, with Jasprit as my vice captain. So Jasprit and Bolt. And in the middle, one has to see Pandya or Pollard, one of them. For KKR, for me, will be Shubman Gill, Owen Morgan, with Jasprit and Trent Bolt. I am slightly apprehensive about Nitish Rana, despite the brilliance of Nitish Rana in game one. Rahul Tripathi, I'm seriously apprehensive. So Shubman, Nitish, and Morgan you can go with. The fourth, Russell, in place of Russell, you can go with Shakib or Pat Cummins. So that's how I've gone. Or you can drop Hardik, get Russell, and play Pat Cummins. So that's my 6-5. I hope you've got my fantasy team. Surya, I will go with as captain, with Jasprit as vice captain. That's how I've gone with my fantasy team for today. I hope you enjoyed this show. Tomorrow, I will do the 12 p.m. show and analyze the game, give you my fantasy team. But more importantly, at 1 p.m., we will start inspiration. So inspiration for this particular season starts tomorrow, and we will feature Jason Holder in the first episode. If you really want leadership again, listen to that man, what he says about Black Lives Matter, what he says about how he approaches the game, what he speaks about Priyam Garg and the youngsters, what he talks about how to help David Warner out there on the field, how he mentions the kind of money that there is in IPL and how that can put pressure on people. Fantastic, fantastic brain. Jason Holder wants to leave behind a legacy. Watch out for that tomorrow. But now, in exactly half an hour, 6 p.m., by popular demand, actually, we'll play these chunks once more for you. But for the moment, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to Sports Today. We will bring you plenty of exclusive content. So tomorrow, Inspiration premieres with Jason Holder for this particular week. Once again, thank you for watching.